Yeah, it's the cult of personality. It is Ralph's opinion. And it's another Monday. It's another 3 p.m. show. And we're right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. And we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios. That number is 724 201 0500. Call Mata today for the best heating and air conditioning needs. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you. And I just got off the phone with him last weekend, or right before the weekend, and he told me that because of my efforts and my of what I'm doing here with my advertising has increased his business, and so has the original hometown pizza. So if you're interested in sponsorship advertising and you have a business and you're interested here with me, Ralph Williams, RW Media, you can call today 412 545 4317. Don't forget to call in today for that. We have a lot to talk about today, and so therefore that's exactly what's going on. And we're going to talk today with you about a bunch of stuff. First, uh, this first segment is brought to you by the original hometown pizza, Moon Township, University Boulevard, 412-264-4444. That's 412-264-4444. Comment section's wide open. We're going to talk about hospital care today because I was just in the hospital over the weekend, and spoke to some of these nurses and everything, and I got to tell you, it's a big time problem. All right, the hospitals are looking for nurses. They don't have enough doctors. They don't have enough of anything because of COVID. All right, all right. The Kennedy family. Let's talk about the Kennedy family. The Kennedy family is not supporting Robert Kennedy IV for president. You're not going to believe us. They're actually supporting Bill Biden. Tell me something. Do you trust your family? Because you know what? If my family did this to me and I was running for president, I'd be pissed. All right. I think this is a betrayal, a big time betrayal of the Kennedy family that one of their own is running again for some kind of office in politics, and nobody in the current family regime wants to help the family member. So what if you even hate them? So what if you don't get along with them? So what? Why are you not sticking up for your fellow family member who's running for president of the United States and who might not make a bad president? What, you don't like his issues? What, you're mad at him about abortion? Oh, you're angry because he turned down this, he turned down that, or he did something this, or he did something that. All right. I would vote for Robert Kennedy. I'd vote for anybody but Joe Biden. Okay, anybody but Joe Biden, I would vote for. And you might think, well, you know what, Ralph, something wrong with you. No, there ain't nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. Because despite the fact that you think that he has done everything he can right now and currently, Joe Biden, you are sorely mistaken. And you know what the problem is with this? Nobody wants to see the reality of the whole purpose here. The fact of the matter is that Joe Biden has ran this country into the ground so bad that it's unbearable. All right. Look at the stock market. And I know what you're saying. I don't care about Wall Street, Ralph. Well, you know what? I do care about Wall Street because Wall Street is what produces the money for the businesses. If stocks go down, businesses go falter. If businesses go falter, jobs go bye-byes. But for the Kennedy family, and I find that very appalling. them not to support their own family member who's running for president? Why would you support Joe Biden? If you're a Kennedy, would you support Kennedy? That's the question I have for you today. Would you support Robert Kennedy the fourth if you were a Kennedy and he was running for president? Okay. And if you're not supporting him and you are part of the Kennedy family, I want to know why. I want to know why you're not voting for him. Okay. It's that simple. Okay. It's that simple. Why are you not voting for your own family member? Mr. Kennedy. That's right. Kennedy. That's right. Kennedy. Robert Kennedy the fourth. And this is what his family does to him. Sticks up for Joe Biden. How and why? And you want Ralph's opinion on that today? I think that's wrong. Not only do I think it's wrong, I think it's out of control. And the Kennedys, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for not helping out your fellow family member. And that's Ralph's opinion today. Our next segment here is brought to you by Sleep Pittsburgh. Sleep Pittsburgh is in Homestead on 8th Avenue, 412-462-7858. Call Sleep Pittsburgh today. And also, don't forget they have no credit check financing, huge inventory of mattresses, day beds, futons, you name it, they have it. And don't forget about once again, the no credit check financing. Also, they have a website, sleeppittsburgh.com. Check that out. You can conduct all your business right there with someone on a chat room, or you can call them on the phone. They'll do the business that needs to be done or whatever has to be done there. Sleep Pittsburgh will do it. 412-462-7858 for the best sleep tonight. All right, let's talk about this topic here. Red Lobster. Do you know Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy? We talked a little bit about this about a week or two ago, but I want to go into some specifics here. Red Lobster has this, and in case I don't know how many of you out there are so dense you've never eaten at Red Lobster. And I had, believe it or not, you're not going to believe us, I had a girlfriend that never ate at Red Lobster. Okay? But, you have somebody that has never eaten at Red Lobster. Maybe perhaps you haven't either. All right? And what has happened is that Red Lobster has gone bankrupt because of endless shrimp. What Red Lobster tried to do was have endless shrimp every day. And people came in, they got the endless shrimp. They ate so much of it that Red Lobster had to raise the price $5. So that means it was $20 already. It's up to $25. And probably by the end of the year, it'll be up to $30. Red Lobster, of all people, you would think Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy. And I've said this many times about different businesses. Some of it has to do with COVID. Some of it has to do with mismanagement. Some of it has to do with people eating too much at Red Lobster when they order the endless shrimp. And here's what the management at Red Lobster said. Oh, we didn't think people were going to eat like that. Oh my gosh, really? Are you kidding me? If it's all you can eat, people are there. Like Golden Corral, like some of these Chinese buffets. Have you been to a Chinese buffet? I know people who used to polish 8-10 plates at a Chinese buffet. The owner would kick them out. You cost me money. Okay? So what I'm saying is that you go to Red Lobster, and what does Red Lobster think was going to happen when they had endless shrimp every day? They obviously have to be so stupid, and stupid never takes a vacation, of the fact that they have this all-you-can-eat endless shrimp, and people, believe it or not, ate too much of it. And it made them go into bankruptcy. Oh, my gosh. One thing made Red Lobster go into bankruptcy. That's Ralph's opinion today. Next, we're going to talk about the U.S. Steel Nippon Steel merger. Now, the board of directors of we used to call it here Useless Steel. This has to be the smartest decision I think U.S. Steel has ever made. And you can get mad at me all you want, you union people. All you people out there can get angry with me all you want. If I had somebody that came to me and said, I'm going to give you $50 billion and fix every plant that you have within your system, and I'm going to give you $50 billion. Billion with a B now. $1 billion to fix your plants. The unions will get a raise. We'll keep their contracts, and we'll negotiate in good faith. Would you take it if it wasn't American? If it was somebody from China, Russia, Taiwan, whatever. Okay. There are some people out there that are what they call some kind of bad thinking. And last week, I talked about old steel mill thinking mentality. Oh, it's got to be made in America. Oh, forget the Japanese. Oh, forget them. Japanese stole our jobs. Well, did the Japanese really steal our jobs, or did we give the Japanese our jobs? You have to take a look at that. Okay. Yeah, we fought them in World War II. We ended the war by launching a nuclear bomb or two. But my question to you is, if someone came to you and they said, I have $26 billion with a B, I'll help you fix your house and I'll give you all this money, would you turn it down? Absolutely not. But we have our president, we have our soon to be trying to be president, we have our Congress people, we have senators, we have the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, we have this, that, and whomever that's saying no to this Nippon U.S. Steel merger. They think it's for public safety. Okay, if it's about public safety or the safety of our country, what can it hurt to have Nippon Steel merge with U.S. Steel? What can it do? Nothing. That's exactly what it can do. It can do nothing. Because the Japanese are our allies, is who the Japanese are. They are our allies. They are the people who have been our allies for a while. And I know what you're saying. You're jealous of the Japanese. You're jealous because they have their, what you call electronical brains. They're good with electronics. They're good with everything else. Okay. But what's happening here is that you have some narrow-minded people who just simply are small-minded people like our president, like Donald Trump, like John Flip-Flop Fetterman, like, Summerlee or Summer G or whatever, all right? And everybody else that's against this merger, except for the board of directors and the board of trustees for U.S. Steel. And if I'm U.S. Steel, I would have took this deal in a minute. And I would have taken it in a minute. I would have ran with it. Here is an opportunity to save one of the best steel companies in America. And Biden's like, well, if it's going to be this American company, we're going to keep it here in America. It's staying in America, Joe. You didn't get the memo. You didn't get the memo that Nippon Steel said they're going to keep it here. Who would you rather have, us or Cleveland Cliffs? Cleveland Cliffs just laid off 1,400 people in Weirton, West Virginia. 1,400 workers in Weirton, West Virginia. And Joe Biden is worried about Japan. Well, Joe Biden's worried about Nippon Steel. All right? Nippon Steel is the godsend for useless steel. It really is. Because U.S. Steel now can afford to operate. They can afford to keep going. They can afford, there's a lot of things they can afford to do with this merger. And my opinion is this: we need to stick with this or else it's not going to work. And that's Ralph's opinion on that today. A family, now get this, folks, and this next segment is brought to you in part by draft412.com. Draft412.com is a draft website that will that covers all drafts. And of course, this week's the NFL draft. Draft412.com for $9 a month has a e-magazine that you can put in your inbox and enjoy all the draft coverage you want at $9 a month. All right, this next segment here, we're going to talk about a family suing Wendy's. This family is suing Wendy's for $20 million because their daughter was infected with E. coli and almost died. $20 million. Now, you're probably saying, why am I talking about this today? Well, it's simple. The number one way to make money in this country anymore is sue somebody. And it's been like this for a while, and probably it's going to continue. You want to make money, sue somebody. Every time you turn around, somebody's suing somebody. All right? Maybe it's for the right reasons, maybe it's for the wrong reasons. Nobody knows. But people are suing people like you wouldn't believe. And now Wendy's is getting sued for $20 million because somebody got infected with E. coli bacteria. And shame on Wendy's for that. Shame on Wendy's for not checking in with their kitchens or whatever it is that they need to check in with, or however they need to do a couple different things here, with that stuff. Shame on Wendy's. Shame on the health department in that area or wherever this Wendy's was, because they, of course, most news stations now or most news reports do not tell you where things are anymore. They just will say at a Wendy's restaurant. Okay? Wendy's getting sued for E. coli bacteria. That's bad news for Wendy's. It really is. At a time when Burger King's trying to compete against McDonald's and Wendy's and everybody else. It's terrible. All right? That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Next, we're going to talk about Biden's visit to PA. Joe Biden was here. He was in Pennsylvania here, running this trap like he always does, going on and on about how we did this and I did that and I did this. And of course, you got all these union workers sticking up for him. You know what? Again, I have nothing against unions. I don't. And of course, the unions are going to stick up for Joe Biden because he's a Democrat. But even though you think that Joe Biden will help you with your union job, take a look at it before you vote for him. Take a look at what's going on before you vote for Joe Biden. And he's here touring Pennsylvania. He was in Pittsburgh. He was in Philly. He was in, I think, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, where he was born. He was here. He was there. He was everywhere in Pennsylvania. Okay? So my question to you today is, are you going to vote for Joe Biden? Tomorrow's election. I'm not sold on anything he has to say. And all you union people out there, and I was in 5 unions, so you don't have to sit there and say, I don't know what it is about being in a union. I don't know what it's like to work. I do. I've been there. I've done it. If I wasn't handicapped and in a wheelchair, I'd do it now. Okay? But that's not the case. All right? That's Ralph's opinion on that. Next, the Trump hearing in New York. What a waste of time. And a waste of tax dollars. Okay? So what? Donald Trump did whatever. Who cares? This is just another tactic because the Democrats are trying to get Joe Biden back in. Okay? For what's going on with this hearings. This is a joke. There's no excuse for this at all. None. And you're probably saying to me, well, Ralph, why do you think that this is a joke? Because I believe it is. All right? The man is trying to run again for president. He probably did win and it got fixed. Who knows? Who cares? All I know is today. And if you think by today you're going to be done doing what you're doing and you'll be able to go out and vote tomorrow, all right? And you'll vote for Donald Trump, even if he's in trouble. You voted for Hillary Clinton, and everybody made a big deal about those emails. All right? And Benghazi, What about Joe Biden's mistakes? How about Afghanistan? How about that? How about that evacuation? How about how many times we told our enemies what we're doing because of Joe Biden's big mouth? How about that? How about we have prisoners over in Russia that still aren't out of here? Let me tell you something. If Trump was president today, those people would not be in Russia. He'd have SEAL Team 6 and 8 and 10 and whoever SEAL teams over there looking for them and getting them out and getting them home. But not Joe Biden. He wants to wait all the time. Well, what about the Kennedys? How about Kennedy? Huh? No one said one word about at all about any of that. About anything that Joe Biden has done wrong, he cannot do wrong. Okay? The economy stinks. We have jobs out here, nobody wants to work. So everyone's crying and complaining there's not enough jobs. Well, when you make dumb decisions like get rid of certain metals to where Cleveland Cliffs had to lay off the 1,400 people down in Weirton, West Virginia. And they almost succeeded in Butler, PA. Didn't work that way. I'll take 1-1 any day of the week rather than 0-2. I don't know what Biden did to stop this, but he did something. And whoever it was that yelled for it, hey, why not, right? All right, that's Ralph's opinion today on that. Medical jobs. I got to tell you a little story here. I was in the hospital this weekend. I had a couple issues with, I was involved Friday in an accident involving my motorized scooter. Those of you who don't know, I'm handicapped. And my motorized scooter was, I came off of a handicap curb and it tipped over and flipped on me. I was in the hospital overnight for observation. So I started talking to the nurses, and they were telling me about how bad it is there, or how bad it was during COVID. The fact that they're still shorthanded 4 years later really puzzles me to death. Is this country that lazy that we can't find nurses? Police officers we can't find. New York City, let me give you an example here. New York City only had 30 cadets in their training class. 30 cadets. They better get double that or more. But that's all they have. And that's not good. That's not good at all. Medical jobs are not good at all. Nursing homes are shorthanded. And now our governor here, Governor Shapiro, and Biden wants to put, and here we go, here's your Joe Biden again, folks, wants to put a moratorium on nursing homes that they have to have a registered nurse there at all times. For some nursing homes, they have trouble hiring dishwashers and people to work in the cafeteria and cook and nurses' aides and all that. What makes you think they're going to be able to find a nurse? Requiring nursing homes to have a permanent nurse. It makes sense, but then again, it doesn't make sense at all. Okay? If some want to have a nurse, fine. If some don't, that's fine too. But let the state shut them down. All right? Let the state shut them down. All right. Medical jobs. There's still not enough people. Got people working 17-hour days. One lady told me she worked 17 hours to 18 hours. And as soon as she got home and got in the shower, the beeper went off again. Why? Or the cell phone went off again. Why? They needed to come back to work. Didn't even get the shower water running, and they wanted her to come back to the hospital. Okay? There are people out there with burnout. They said this country's more burned out now than it's ever been. It's terrible out there. Nursing jobs are important for healthcare purposes. 70, 80, $100 an hour, and we can't find people to do it. If you're a nurse, you really don't have to look at that much of a dead body, except for if you're somebody works in the OR, or if you're a nurse that's involved in the morgue or whatever. Okay. A lot of times you don't even have to deal with the body that much. You just do what you have to do as a nurse. Shots, vitals, giving out medication. The nurses' aides, they help out with the other stuff. Nursing homes, medical centers, fire departments, paramedics. I spoke to the paramedics here in the city of Pittsburgh. They told me it's because they can't get people, because the firemen and the police of the city of Pittsburgh are allowed to live outside the city, but the paramedics are not. And to me, I don't think that's fair. To you? No. So what I'm saying is, if you know anyone who wants to get in the medical field, hey, make some good money. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot, you don't want to work. That's what the deal is. That's Ralph's opinion today. All right, the passing of the bills for Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel. These bills were passed over the weekend. The sad part about this is more money for Ukraine, $95 million between the three countries, $8 million for Taiwan. What'd they say, about 40 million, I think, for Ukraine, and the rest of it for Israel. Israel, I don't mind. Ukraine and Taiwan, yeah, I have a problem. Ask yourself this question. What has Taiwan done for the United States? Nothing. What has Ukraine done for the United States? Nothing. All right. You got Vladimir Stabinsky, or whatever his name is, from Ukraine, always with his hand out at Joe Biden. And of course, Joe Biden gives him his money. I think that money should be used here in this country for other things. I'm not sold on Ukraine. And maybe, just maybe, we may end up in a war with Russia, or some kind of war over there with what's been going on lately. You have Iran, you have everybody involved, but we're going to continue to give money out to every country and its mother. $95 million, Iran, or I'm sorry, what is it? Taiwan, Ukraine, and Israel. Israel, again, I don't have a problem with Israel. And you shouldn't either. They're one of our best allies, period. Intelligence, military weapons. They've done a lot for us. That's Ralph's opinion today on that. All right. This next segment is brought to you in part by DJ Fun. Call DJ Fun today, 412-990-8448. DJ Fun for the best party DJ all around Western Pennsylvania. Call 412-990-8448 for more details. DJ Fun, anything, any kind of DJ work you need, call DJ Fun today. In fact, all right, here we are with the passing of these bills. It's terrible. Do you accept this? I don't. But Speaker of the House Mike Johnson could be on his way out the door. Can you believe this? Mike Johnson. How many speakers of the House do we need to have before somebody actually can stay around for some longevity? None. Because nobody can get anything done. He finally got a bipartisan bill for something. We did the budget again, but this time we need to get a long, ongoing budget so they quit threatening to shut down the government all over the border. And look at what Biden's border is doing. Nothing. It's not stopping anybody. It's not doing anything for anybody. It's not doing anything for anybody. All right. Everybody laughed at Trump because he wanted to put up a border wall. Well, guess what? That border wall would work because look at what kind of criminal activity we have coming in this country because of no border wall. Biden just lets everybody roll into this country. Everybody has rights. Everybody this, everybody that. No, they do not. They should have no rights. They shouldn't come into this country. I know what you're saying. Well, back in the day, this country was built on. Yeah, but it was a different type of era during that time when it comes to immigrants. All right. Immigrants, we need to do something about immigration. We need to stop this. We need to stop letting people, they have to live in this country 10 years before they can buy business. Don't just hand them some kind of business. Have you been to a convenience store lately? Or what do you see? All Hindu Indian people. And again, I got nothing against those people. But why aren't good American people owning those businesses? Because they can't afford it. Because that's who we sell to. All right. Mike Johnson about to get ousted as the Speaker of the House. That's terrible. What is this now? The third speaker? We had Nancy Pelosi. Then we had what's his face? McCarthy. And now we have Mike Johnson. Now, who's going to be next? You took the bipartisan, you got together, you did this, and this, but the Republicans, there are a certain small Republican group out there that doesn't want that. They don't want to interact with Democrats. They don't want to do any of this stuff. If it's not their way, it's no way. And that's not how you run a government. And that's not how you run things as far as governments go. And that's the way my opinion is of this today. Next segment's brought to you by Fold and Travel Mobility. 1-877-GOT-FOLD. That's 1-877-GOT-FOLD. 1-877-GOT-FOLD. Fold and Travel Mobility. FoldandTravelMobility.com. Talk to them today about a folding power wheelchair that fits right in your car. Don't be sad. Be glad. Be happy that you'll be able to find somebody like this to get yourself a folding power wheelchair to put into your vehicle so you can go places you can't go right now. Don't put yourself through that as a handicapped person. FoldandTravelMobility.com. Fold and Travel Mobility. 1-877-GOT-FOLD. GOT-FOLD. 1-877-GOT-FOLD. All right. Let's talk about a shortage of airlines. The summer season's coming, and we're having a shortage of airlines. How wonderful that is. Then the prices are going to go up, and everything's going to be gouged. We're going to pay double, triple, and get what? Bad service. Bad airline service. Terrible. All right? Bad airline service because of Boeing, because they don't have enough pilots, because they don't have anybody to clean out the plane, because they don't have somebody to do this or do that. That is why this year airlines are going to be backed up again this year. I'm glad I'm not flying. And if you are, I feel bad for you. And if you are, you're dumb enough to do it. You know, they want to know why every time you turn around, there's a report out there that there's more people driving than flying on trips. You want to know why? Because it's easier. Nobody wants to go through the aggravation of an airport anymore. And now you've got the airlines who are saying, well, the airplanes, Boeing's got this problem, and we have that problem, and we have that problem. So now there's an airline shortage for the summer. Wonderful, isn't it? Another airline shortage. And that's Ralph's opinion today. Los Angeles Police Department only had 30 candidates in their training class. You know, Pittsburgh has that problem. Every other city across the United States, they all have that same problem. And that problem is they can't get recruits to be police officers. I know what you're saying. It's a dangerous job and it's low pay. It is. But what is it these days? Nobody wants to. Let's say, you know how you used to say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you say, I want to be a garbage man, or I want to be a policeman, or a doctor, or a veterinarian, or anything. Nowadays, it's, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to shoot somebody, because that's what's going on. It's bad when the Los Angeles Police Department cannot find cadets, cannot find people at all. And that is really, really sad at this point. It's really sad. You're watching Ralph's Opinion. We're here in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-2010-500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't forget tomorrow's Sports Corner radio show, 99.3 FM, and also 1230 on the AM dial. And also on the website for Beaver County Radio, and also on www.rwmedia.org. And we'll be live on Facebook and YouTube as well tomorrow. So please don't forget, Sports Corner Radio Show tomorrow, draft special. We have a lot of guests on tomorrow as part of our draft special. All right. Getting ready to wrap things up here in a couple minutes. But before we do, I want to know what is so intent. What is it so much that we have to have a curriculum about Taylor Swift in college? They want to have a curriculum in a college for Taylor Swift. They do. You think I'm kidding you? Oh, so from now on, we're going to have a burger named after Taylor Swift. We're going to have shoes named after Taylor Swift. We're going to have wigs named after Taylor Swift. We're going to have a car named after Taylor Swift. Now they want to have a college curriculum named after Taylor Swift. Really? What's next for Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift Stadium? Taylor Swift Greyhound bus lines? Taylor Swift Amtrak, Taylor Swift Airport, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. I don't want to hear no more about Taylor Swift. Okay? Taylor Swift this and Taylor Swift that. All right? That's how it's been going with Taylor Swift. Nothing but Swifty this and Swifty that and Swifty this and Swifty that. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. I don't. Okay? You ever go to a Taylor Swift concert? I got news for you. Prepare to take a piss bottle with you, because they close all the men's rooms and put up porta potties, and then they take the men's rooms and turn them into ladies' bathrooms. Taylor Swift this, Taylor Swift that. Now we're going to have a college curriculum course based on Taylor Swift. Music, her writing, I guess she has some books out there. She's done this, she's done that. Yeah, all the Swifties out there that want this radio show that is also going on. That's why they're called the Swifties. All right. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. I don't even want to hear it no more. Do you? Do you get tired of it, or do you love it? You probably love it because you're from that generation that would have no respect for anything else, but you're going to love a person like Taylor Swift. All right. Thank you for watching Ralph's Opinion today. It's been a great show. I'll be back next Monday, 3 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. Show's running a little short today because I'm out and about doing a couple things, and I'm doing it mobily. All right. If I was back at the studio, we'd be on for an hour. All right. Don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m., YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, and Bill Canada. We have a lot to talk about tonight as well. A whole bunch of stuff to talk about, including what's going on in the Pittsburgh area, Pittsburgh Public Schools, and more. National, local, and world. We're all there for that. Ralph Williams, Bill Canetta, tonight's 8 p.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. Our possible guest, Joyce Hans. And Joyce Hans is a reporter for the Tribune Review who's going to talk with us possibly about Kennywood. Why did Kennywood close up a roller coaster 2 days before opening day? We're going to find that out tonight, possibly. All right, this has been Ralph's Opinion. Have yourself a safe and great day. And be safe. Thank you. Talk to you next week.